got everybody in the world. Now then, crew, and welcome to the Andy Mechanic YouTube channel, and Girl Hana is back again. Come over here, Hannah. Good. Oh my word! Right, jeez. On this video, sorry, just going to get my voice back. On this video, we're going to be. On the previous video, we diagnosed the fact that the two intake valves, or one or two, we don't know which just yet because you can't tell. But we've diagnosed that the intake valves on number 2 cylinder on a Honda VT 250 Magna engine, it's an old one, about 1994 I think, those valves are leaking, the intake valves are leaking. We did a blow-by test, a leak-down test, and of course we were getting leakage through those valves at piston TDC valves should be closed on the firing stroke. So in this video we're going to remove number 2 cylinder head. We're going to take it off the engine and then we can flip it over and just maybe even pop the valves out and have a little look and see, you know, inspect the sealing surface of those intake valves to see if they're burnt out or cracked or whatever. You know, what's causing that leakage, you know? It's important stuff. Ready? Yeah, you'll be able to figure it out. And I can help. Hope so. I reckon you can. Yeah. Google's really good, isn't it? So good. Right, let's crack on, guys. Here we go. Okay, so I think first job is to remove these aluminium panels. Now these just really provide the fins for cooling. They're not actually a mechanical part to the head really, other than providing a cooling effect. Okay. So I think it's number 5 Allen key. We've got 1, 2, 3, and on the side there's a couple. So let's go and grab some tools. Yeah. Make it work. Absolutely. Easy. Okay, Hannah. So it's going to be ratchet and number 5 Allen socket. Okie dokie. So, yes, perfect. Good stuff. Are you right? I'm good. Right, so we've got 1, 2, and there's one, I think, oh, just down there, look. Yeah, so now, the thing with that Allen socket is you've got to make sure it's all the way in as well. If you chew that up, they're a real pain to get out. Have I got it the right? I don't know, you tell me. Lefty, without saying it, Al, yeah. Oh, you're undo up. So that's undo. There you go. Right. So make sure you're all the way in first. So give it a good wiggle. And then towards me. Oh, so good. Yeah. That's it. So you crack them all off. So, yeah, crack that one. That's it. You got it? And there's one more down there. This one? Yep. And now you can ping the socket off the ratchet and just use that to unscrew them. That's it. There you go. Just makes it a bit easier. Rather than, you know, working the ratchet all the time. Yeah. Take them all the way. Okay, there's our box of bits from last time, so we can just add to that, I think. I think the owner will be really happy if it's just one cylinder head to fix. I'm a bit worried about big bills. Well, yeah. He's only a young lad. Can't spend too much of his money. Like I say though, I'm not cheap. That's good. Okay, so that's all that is. It's just a piece of aluminium that bolts to the head so that the heat the engine creates is transmitted via these fins to the passing air and helps to keep the engine cool, because it's not a liquid cooled engine, you see. Yeah, right. Well, it is partly liquid cooled, but it's not fully liquid cooled. Really cooled. Okay, right, so we've got this side to do, so exactly the same on there. Okay. Crack 'em. Crack 'em. Do it. Mind your fingers. Yeah. You've always got to think where your knuckles are going to end up, otherwise you can get a bit of a trappage point. Bloody good. I think there's only 2 on that one, because that one's already been taken out for some reason. So you can flick your socket off if you want. That's it. Working in the workshops, don't we? Every day, fixing cars. Don't know about that, Andy. You prefer it on set, don't you? Yeah, absolutely. So much easier. This is good though. I always heard that when you're working on set, you spend 90% of your time doing nothing. Yeah, it can be quite boring, but when you're doing something, it's amazing though. Yeah. Yes. Right, that's second part done. Oh, we're cooking on gas now, so what's next? Well, if we just spin it around to the camera. Okay, so we can start now to remove the camshafts. So we've got a heap of bolts. Now those are going to be the head bolts, but they've got to come off as well to get these caps off.
Okay.
So we're going to need 12mm socket and 10mm sockets, and all this gubbin should then come off. We can get to the rest of the head bolts, remove those,
yep,
and pull the head off.
Nice.
Dead easy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right.
Sounds good.
10mm socket. And I think we should maybe remove the head bolts. No, we'll leave the head bolts till last. We'll do the small ones first.
So these ones?
Yep. So we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Lots to go.
Okay, there we go.
Now these are probably a little bit tight.
So we're doing 10.
Start there if you want. Yeah. That's it. Mind your knuckles. Perfect.
They're just cracking them again.
Yeah, you can do. Yep, that's
and
fine.
This one as well?
Yep. Go for it. Boy,
Sorry.
so much torque. You've been going to the gym again, haven't you? Right, so you've got that one, and there's that one there, look. Brilliant.
This one.
And that one there. And 2 more. Now this is where you might catch your knuckles, so be careful, because that plate's quite sharp.
Yeah.
Remember, no blood in engines, it's not good. Here, look. There, like that, there. From about that point, you get maximum torque. Go on, go on, go on, go on, go on. Yes. Okay, so you can lose your socket again if you want. And if you like, I'll give you this, because you've got a few to do. Stick your socket on there, and you can use it like a screwdriver.
Okay.
Go on, give it a shove. That's it. Cool. How you doing?
Yep. Amazing.
I don't even need to be here now. I'm so confident in your abilities. I could just leave you a piece of cardboard with some scratches on, and you could just crack on, couldn't you?
Oh, I reckon.
Hannah, strip engine. Okay.
Done.
Sorted.
Yeah.
Hey, do you want to wear some gloves? We're starting to get oily.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'll get you some.
Yeah. Okay, I think that's all the 10s. Will match my outfit.
Oh, look at that.
Unreal.
Amazing. There's so many more complaints that you're wearing gloves now. Latex gloves, by the way. Jeez.
Watch out, Andy.
Scared already. Right, now these are head bolts, so these are going to be a bit tighter. So I've given you, rather than a ratchet, I've given you, you know, a little mini cracking bar, so you should get slightly more leverage on that. So you're going that way.
Yep.
That's it, keep going. That's cool.
Crack.
Yeah, and then we'll do this one over here, because you've got to do them, you've got to work your way in with head bolts. We'll do that one. That's cool. And we've got, actually we've got 2 more out here, so we better do these first. So we'll do that one next. So that's going to be hard, because you're going to be pushing away from yourself. So maybe like that, look, towards you that way. Just mind your fingers, don't trap your fingers. Got a hand? You got it, look at that. It's when your arms start trembling. Mind your fingers. Right, have your hand. Ready? You going to hold the engine a bit? Oh, man, that was tight. Jeez. Okay, and the next one will be that one there, look. So that's an easy one. Bloody good. And then that one.
This one?
Yeah, you're on it. Muscles, thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah? Jeez, you can see it on camera. Fantastic. Right, and this one.
Oh, and that one.
Last one. Yeah, you can't forget the last one. Mind your fingers. Oh, so strong.
Okay.
Right, so you can do the same thing. Swap your socket for onto your little screwdriver thing.
Pull it off.
You should be able to win them all out. They should all be slack enough to...
Pull that one off?
Yep, give it a tug. Got it. Now we could have used a windy gun for this, but hey, I just like to watch you work.
Okay. Deal with it.
That'll do. I can finish them off if you want to.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Save a bit of time, won't it?
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, have we already done those ones?
Oh, we've not done those yet?
No.
Oh, jeez.
Well, doesn't feel like it.
Now, crap. Well, maybe they've gone tight again. Once you loosen the others, the whole thing moves up, you see. So those two?
Yeah.
Yep. It's a huge engine for a little tiny 250cc as well.
I think that one.
It's quite bizarre. Okay.
That one.
Yep, and then we need to put the socket back. Ah, they're weird twizzly balls.
And that one.
And that one, yeah, cool.
And then, do we not do those?
You'll have to put it back on your power bar, on your little cracking bar, and we'll crack them off. They might have gone tight again.
Crazy. Okay.
There you go. Right, so that one first. So you want me like that up. There you go. You got it? Oh, look at that.
Gosh, that was
Fantastic.
tight.
Yeah. What a pro.
Okay.
So impressed.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's still a bit tight.
Oh, oil. We found oil. Jeez. Very careful. I'll put my hands from now on, won't I?
Yeah.
Cool. Right, don't forget the washer. There you go. Right. So we can now start to take a heap of stuff off. So we'll get a little
Okay.
parts tray. Here's what I prepared earlier, and I even cleaned it.
No, it does
Just
look
ready for
very
the video.
clean.
So we should now be able to start to take some parts off. So,
Oh, yeah.
little
Nice.
guide.
Yeah.
We'll try and do it reasonably logically so we know roughly where things start
Okay.
and where they go back. So these caps can come off.
Right.
We get a screwdriver, just ease them off gently. Spider. Nice. One of those little jumpy around spiders. Isn't it?
Oh.
So
Just gonna-
we should be able to just get under there, maybe. Just got to ease it off, hopefully. Maybe use a little tap. Where's my little magic hammer? There we go. So it's magic hammer because it's made of, that's cowhide.
Oh, wow.
So you can give things a little tap.
Oh,
Can
yeah.
you see it move a little bit?
Yeah, wait a bit.
There's no chance of really
Damaging it.
damaging stuff.
Oh, yeah, look at that. Well done, Andy.
Right, so we've got the dowels out. So
Yep.
that one went there, didn't it? So that went there, that went about there. What we don't want to do is drop stuff down the cylinder, down there where the cam chain goes, because that would be catastrophically bad. Okay, that's that one.
Yep.
Alright, now we should be able to take these caps off as well, because all these are unbolted now. And we need to slacken off cam chain adjuster, if it's on this one. Yeah, we'll work that out later on. Okay, so we'll just ease these off.
Yep, nice.
Okay, you're still making it.
No, I was sort of just prepared to get Rib's lunch today.
That's all right. Bit of character.
Yeah. Unless I had breakfast.
Yeah, better than me.
Yeah?
I should have nothing.
No,
I'm
that's
not
true.
eating today, yeah.
Well, coffee and cigarettes, that's disgusting, Andy.
It's just such a bad life. What can I say?
Very unhealthy.
Right.
There we go.
It's all a bit under tension because we've got the tension of the cam chain.
Okay. And is that connected to this here?
Oh, hey, well spotted. There's an oil feed, look. So we need to undo that bolt there, look.
Yeah.
By the looks of it. So, number 10. Man, you saw that and I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I have it all around, Hannah.
Shucks, I don't know.
You're professional. Right. So,
Yeah.
give that a pull. Sorted. What you can do if you want is you can twizzle that up like that,
Oh yeah.
and you can use it like that.
Okay.
Now, don't take it all the way out, because it might just decide to drop down the cylinder. So we'll get our little magnet.
Oh yeah.
In fact, you can probably put the magnet on and do that.
Oh yeah.
So professional. It's unreal, isn't it?
Isn't it great? Okay, and the other one as well?
And that came out about there, didn't it? I don't know. I think that we should be able to get these off now.
Yeah, I see, yeah.
We're just going to check the dowels and stuff, make sure we've got all the dowels in place. So there was a dowel came out here, out there, and then those two, they're all on here, which is good. That's pretty good, Nick. So we'll stick that down there. So that went about like that, didn't it? I think. And then that went there.
Oh yeah.
The camshaft. Right. Now, this is the camshaft adjuster. It's buried inside the engine. So if we undo those other three, we should be able to take that out of the way. Everything should come loose at least, then we can get the camshafts out of the way.
So, going to have to go like
Yeah, towards you again, so you've got a package there.
Yeah.
Close, really close. Okay?
Yeah. I think it's
I think you
done.
did it, yeah. You got it?
Yeah.
Cool, and then one more down there, look.
This way, like
Yep.
that. Okay, and then
Yeah.
that.
So good. If you're happy with the screwdriver thing, you can use that
Yeah.
because there's a bit more
It's a
grip
bit-
on that, isn't there?
Yeah.
You just got to get your socket off. There we go.
Do we need the...
No, it's a lot longer bolt than I
Right,
thought,
yeah.
so I think we should be alright
into
actually.
here?
Yep. Now these are probably shorter. Maybe. You'll feel it anyway, there we go.
Mhm.
Alright? That.
Yeah.
Into here. Oh,
Bit
a little
more.
bit more, yeah.
There we go.
There we are. Sorted. Oh, magnets are great, aren't they?
Yeah, that's perfect.
They're quite magical magnets. Right, I think we should now, in theory, be able to just get that camshaft off the hook. So I've not done one of these before, and I did read the Honda manual, and in all honesty, it was atrocious. It was really, really bad. It was more like a parts manual, just saying, hey, here's the engine,
Yeah.
exploded
Here's all,
diagram.
yeah.
It didn't really tell you the procedure of strip down, which is I
No.
thought was pretty crap, to be honest. Wasn't very impressed. What I'm looking for now is some kind of exterior method of backing off that camshaft adjuster, but it just doesn't look like there is one at the moment. So we'll just see how we get on with this. There we are, look. Right. So that is the intake camshaft.
Okay.
And it should say on it, I think I read somewhere it says in for intake. But given the fact it isn't, I think what we'll do is we'll mark it now.
Yeah, there's a wee yellow mark, so you could
Oh, that was me.
add to that.
That was me earlier on, yeah. Cool. Okay, so that was the intake cam, right?
Yeah.
So we'll just put on there intake.
Perfect.
Because, you know, listen, if I can get it, if it can be wrong, I will get it wrong. And then we'll take that one out. And that's the exhaust. So we'll stick exhaust on there, just in case the other one rubs off. Super. Okay. Now, I wonder if that's there we are, look, get that whole adjuster out of there now. So how is that chain trapped in there? Because we need the chain out.
Okay.
Little R clips, look.
Yep.
Alright, so I'll bring the camera around so everybody can see the R clips.
Okay.
Too organised. Okay, so these are the two little clips that we've got to remove to get this off to free the chain.
Mm-hmm.
So without hopefully putting them down the down there. We'll have a go. Can't guarantee it. See if I can just push them through from this side.
Yep, there you go.
These are not the best pliers, to be honest. They're a bit worn. There we are. There's one.
Right.
Two. Right. So now we should be able to push those pins through, he says with complete confidence. There we go, look. One.
Nice.
And engines get quite oily, don't they?
Yeah, very.
Two.
Nice.
Okay, so now that should come off there, that should come off there.
That's free.
Wonderful.
Wow,
That's called the slipper.
okay.
And that's where the chain runs in there. Look.
Yep.
Pop that in there as well. Just a cam chain adjuster. Ooh, wow. There's a big hole of nothing down there, look. Pretty cool. You ever seen these for when you're doing your little glad bags and stuff?
Yeah.
Your twisties?
Mm-hmm.
This is a
That's a
massive
huge
twisty.
one.
Yeah. It comes with new motorbikes.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So we can just put that around there like that. And then if it does drop down, we've got something to fish it out with.
Cool.
Okay, now we do still actually have the exhaust manifold on, which is a bad thing. I should really remove that first. In which case we're going to need to do that now. So it's a 10mm socket.
Which I've got over here.
We've already got somewhere, yeah. Hey, where'd that go?
Oh my
Could be anywhere now.
Oh my
There goes the 10mm socket forever.
god. Shit.
Have a little look. Oh, there you go.
Oh, lucky.
Is that the one? 10 tools, there we are. Wow.
So lucky, Andy.
It's not off of that.
Amongst
Once
all
you lose a
that.
10mm socket, you never find it again.
Wow, that's pretty lucky.
Okay, so exhaust manifolds, that's those two bolts there, look. Can you get onto those?
Here?
Yeah, you might
These
use a
two
spanner
here?
for it. Yeah, try that one first. That's more of a sockety one. This one I think we'll use a spanner for it. There you go, so you're going down on your fingers. Cool.
Oh.
It's not a ratchet.
No, that's right.
That's alright.
So now I'm going to have to get something else.
Well, you can always use your ratchet. That T-bar was, sorry, that cracking bar was just for the
Just
head
to
bolt.
crack it?
Yeah. There you go, try that. I'll get a spanner for the other one. Super job.
So, oh no, hang on, it's the wrong.
There you go. Get a little pipe. Don't need that. Now I'll crack this one off because you can't get in with a socket on that other one. So.
There you go. That into here?
Yeah, that'd be fine. It's like an exterior bolt, so that's
Not,
cool.
Oh yeah, that's definitely.
Right, that's that one. Okay, flat screwdriver. So you can ease that flange out of the way.
Cool.
It's a bit rusty. Right, that's that.
Okay.
And it looks like he's snapped that bolt, so we can probably pry that
It's
off
very
with
rusty.
our fingers. Ready?
Looks-
There we go. Yeah, he's left all the exhaust on, which is a bit of a pain to be honest. So we might have to take it off on the front pipe, but it's quite a nice engine rest. It's working pretty well. You see, it's all welded together.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's got to come out before we can take the head off. So I think we'll better take the front exhaust off as well. One of the bolts is already sheared, so we can just undo that one. I think. Get in there. Maybe he's already had a go at doing it. Okay, so that's the front flange. There's only one nut on there because the other one's already snapped off. Wasn't me. Maybe we can. Where's the magic hammer? Hang on. Whoosh, it's tight. Sort of seized on that one, so I might have to get a bit of a pry bar on there and try and wiggle it out.
It's a bit all rusty, doesn't it?
It looks very neglected, unfortunately. Now, do you have a tame pry bar that looks like me? Oh, there we are, look. See if we can get in with that. That might work. She's tight. Big flat screwdriver. Let's try that. See this bit being edited out.
Yeah, it's alright. Is it going to come off?
It has to come off. It has no choice. We can't do what we need to do without it, with it still on. So, mutilation. Oh, spider. Don't like spiders.
Is it going anywhere?
No, not yet. Hey, it's always fun, isn't it? Get to see something that goes untoward now. Ben, where's a big private eye? Do you reckon this might be a bit of overkill?
Oh my gosh.
Right, you're going to have to keep hold of that engine for us.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was an ugly looking spider just there.
Into spiders. Wonder if. Right. We've drained all the oil out, but I'm not sure we've drained all the coolant out.
Yeah,
So
there's some green stuff just
green
there.
goo?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a little bit, it's alright. That's pretty good. Hoping to get that out of there. It might. See, we're going to have to bring the head out. It's going to foul on that pipe there. So. Damn, rusty old engines.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll deal with that bit later on. There we go.
Okay.
Right, back up top. Cool. Wasn't too bad.
Okay.
Sort of survived, didn't
Just.
we? Oh,
Far out.
yeah. Well, that kind of stuff goes on all the time on all engines, so you never quite know what's going to happen.
Cool.
Alright, so header pipes massaged out of the way. Drop that down there. And in theory, give it a little tap with a magic hammer. We should.
Yeah.
We should get a cylinder head.
Nice. Good there. Yeah. Chain.
There we go.
Cool.
Wow.
Wow. Yep.
Let's take a
Well
look.
done.
Easy. Cylinder head. Now I've not even looked at the valves yet, so you guys can be the first ones to see those valves. Pretty good. Right, it's dripping oil, such is life. Yeah, they are tiny little valves, aren't they? Four valves on a 125cc cylinder. Pretty high performance for a cruiser. Pretty good. Okay, well, we want to have a look at these valves, don't we? So we're going to pop out the two intake valves and check out the sealing surface. And to do that, we're going to have to remove that little cover there, and then a rocker shaft will come out. We can remove the rocker, compress the valve spring, pop out the collets. You know all this, don't you? Pop out the collets and then push the valve out. And we can check, once the valve's free, we can check how much movement there is on the valve guide, and we can take a look at the valve stem oil seal as well, because remember, this bike was burning oil and it had lost compression.
Ooh.
We found the compression problem, we haven't found the burning oil problem yet.
Okay.
How's the oil getting in the cylinder? We just don't know. Not yet. Okay, so we need a number 8 Allen key, I think.
8 Allen key.
Yeah,
okay.
let's stick it in the vise, I reckon. Cool. You got what we need? Bloody good, look at that. Professional.
Okay, so
That's it, pop it on that
blowing
cap
towards
and
me.
you go in that way.
Pushing
As
out.
you are, yeah.
Okay, so I'll just bring it down a wee bit.
Heave. Pretty tight.
That
Let
ain't
me give you,
going anywhere,
let me
easy.
give you a hand. Right, you ready?
Yeah.
You've got two longer arms, just go a bit nearer. That's the one. Right, I need a bit of the end. Okay, you ready?
Yeah. It's super tight.
Did I get you?
Right, no,
You
you're right.
Cool. That was tight. That was a one man, one woman job.
Yeah. Couldn't have done that alone.
Nah.
I'm telling you.
Cool. So that should come out now, I reckon.
Ooh, with a bit of oil.
Oh, it comes with the. Oh, even better. It's come actually out with the shaft, with the rocker
Okay,
shaft.
that's
It's even
good.
better. Yeah, it's perfect. It saves us a lot of messing around. So that should come out of there now. Yeah, I'm not biased at all.
No, not at all.
Okay, so we'll whip that out of there after we just managed to crack it off because it was really
Just.
tight.
Yes.
And
Super tight.
being a Honda, that one comes out with the rocker shaft. And we should be able to somehow, I'm hoping, extract the rocker. Let's have a little look. Oh. Come on, Vice. Oh yeah, right. Oh. Done. Okay, so one rocker shaft out of the way.
Cool.
So all that's left to do now is compress those two springs one at a time on the valves. We can remove the collets and extract the valve. Pretty good, eh?
Okay.
Right, so back in the vise.
Back in the vise.
We'll stick it in the vise. That one. Go on, then.
No.
Go on, tall girl. Do some work.
There we go.
Right. If you want to crank that up,
Some oil coming out.
that's fine. You can coat with oil.
Nice and tight.
So we'll stick that rag under there,
Yeah, because it's going to be taken.
and that'll catch all the oil and give us a little rag to put
Perfect.
our hands on. Right. Whew. Okay. Now. Oh, you know what? I'm an idiot.
Are you?
Actually, today we've just taken the rocker out for the exhaust valves,
Okay.
and the problem's on the intake valves.
Okay.
So we need to do it all over again. So we've got that one to undo.
Right.
All right. So have you got your bar?
Same size?
Yeah. I'll see if we can do it from this position. I'm not sure if we can or not.
There's a
So
good one.
put that in there.
Right, I want to try this. And I'm going down.
Yeah, you're going down.
Oh God, is something going to break?
Nah,
No, Andy, I
you
can't.
can't do it. All right, here we go. Jeez.
There would have been no way.
You know, when I do that kind of superhuman strength thing, I put on the Bionic Man. Have you heard it on the remember the old Steve Austin Bionic Man program back from the 70s?
I'm not sure.
And he goes,
Oh yeah.
like that, remember that? Yeah, I do that on the video.
Do you?
I do, yeah, it's pretty
Good
cool,
on
isn't it?
you.
Yeah. Because, you know,
Muscles for
it is superhuman strength to do that kind of stuff, people.
Well, look, I've just built up some muscle
Holy shit.
doing that.
Bloody hell. Right, so we'll pull that one out. So actually just doubled our work.
Okay, well, never mind.
Doesn't matter. Pull that rocker shaft out.
You got to.
Stick it down there. Out comes the rocker. Brilliant. Now let's not mix it up. So that was the rocker shaft for that one. That was the rocker shaft for that one.
Right.
because it's all good to put that together. Right. Now we'll take out the exhaust valves, but we did it twice just to make sure that you knew exactly how to do it.
Exactly.
What a numpty. Alright, so now we need a valve spring compressing tool.
Okay.
Which is somewhere hanging in the rafters. I'll have a look.
Alright. Give this a wee.
You have to entertain the viewers.
Oh, really? Can I do? Pretend like I know what I'm talking about. No, you're good.
I've got it. Right, I found it. Hasn't been used for a while. So with this, you can see what's going on, can't you? Yeah, we'll pop that onto the valve. Onto the valve there, look. You can see they're all pretty carboned up actually because of all the oil burning going on. And we'll put that all the way down there. Right, Hannah, I'm going to hold this end.
Yeah.
And you need to twizzle that.
Okay.
Until it touches the top of the valve cap.
Yes, touching.
Okay, so it's now got tension, so we can let go and move the camera, I think.
I haven't like tightened it.
That's alright. Okay, so I need Mr. Magnet. So you keep twizzling that, you'll see, just inside there, you'll see the collets come loose. And once they start to get really loose, we can just fish them out with the magnet, hopefully. You just stop there for a second. Ha! That's one.
Okay.
Putting them in is a million times harder. Right, do another turn.
Oh yeah.
That's it. Yeah. Okay.
Nice.
So good, eh?
That's so good.
Right, so now we can undo that, so it's anti-clockwise. That's it. So it'll go loose.
Yep.
You've got it. That's it. So now we can remove. I'll grab that. So you can take the little cap off the top. See on the valve spring, there's a little cap that comes off. You can pull that off, and then take the spring out. That's cool. And the spring goes in a particular way, so we'll stick the cap on.
Okay.
And then, wait for it. You can push the valve out, and it should come out the head. Yeah.
Where's it going?
And you can just withdraw the valve.
There we go.
So that's one.
Awesome.
Intake valve, and this was leaking.
Okay.
We'll have a look at that later on.
Hmm.
Okay. And if we stick it back in again, just temporarily,
yep,
like that, we can get a feel for how worn the valve guide is, and that actually feels pretty good. So it might just be the fact that the bike hasn't been used very much.
Right.
And it's got a bit corroded, and it just needs a relap, which is like means there's no parts. But we'll see. Right, we need the other one out as well. So we need the valve spring compressor again. We can set that up now. That's it here. It's on this little funny thing. So if you hold it there, it goes all the way out.
Yep.
And then you can pop it on top of the valve. And you can push that all the way in, so it's on the head of the valve. See the,
well, it's not quite reaching it.
Okay,
so,
that's all right.
Oh, there we go. That's reaching it now.
And then twizzle that one up.
Twizzle.
So good. So you got to centralise it. You got it? That's it. Cool.
Should be.
So you got to keep this end in the top of the valve look as well.
Oh, okay, there we go. Got it. Keep twizzling.
Yep, keep going. And then we'll extract those collets again. Once you see them coming out loose.
It's getting a bit tight.
Oh, they're way out. Okay.
Okay. This one, right?
Just the one, is it? Cool. So we've got one more to get yet.
It's quite tight.
Yeah, don't go mad. It might just be that we need to. Yeah, you swash. So if you undo it a little bit.
Yeah. Okay.
You're so eager.
I was. Sorry about that. There we go.
See if we can get in there. Look. Ta-da!
Perfect. So now I can take this
Brilliant.
out.
Yep, you can. Oh, you're such a fast learner.
Okay.
Watch out for that little. Hang on.
What have I got there?
That's the little cap, which is now. Hang on. It's just stuck in the tool.
Aha.
Right. One spring.
One spring.
And then you can push that valve out.
Push it out.
Ta-da! Bloody good. Interesting.
Do you reckon, Andy?
Well, it is a bit pitted. And is that a chip? No, it's carbon. Sorry. Right, we'll have a look. we did it. Okay, so cylinder head was off. We extracted both of those troublesome intake valves.
We did.
Now, potentially, we don't know if both of them were causing a problem. It might just have been one. But, hey, they're both out.
Yep.
So what we'll be doing is inspecting them now. And I'll do you a real close-up. But, well, they're not bent, obviously. No, they're not bent. But they are a bit pitted. And I'll show you what I mean. All right, Hannah, come on down.
Yep.
Get my little pointy stick. Okay, so I've got to do this to camera real well because you've got to get it to focus. So, just inspecting the sealing surface of the valve, and that's... Can you see where it's shiny here and then it sort of goes matte?
Yeah.
You can see that little sort of matte ring around there?
Okay,
going
yeah.
around? Well, that's the sealing surface. That's where it makes contact with the seat in the head. And we've yet to inspect the seats, but it really doesn't look too bad. I mean, what you're looking for is corrosion. You're looking for valve margin, which is this flat surface here. That tells us how worn the valve is, because as that surface wears, that gets thinner. And if it goes to a point, then the valve's completely worn out. But there's a minimum valve margin spec. I have no idea what that is. I'll have to have a look. But in all honesty, it doesn't look too bad. It really doesn't. But it was definitely leaking quite a bit. And it was supposed to be closed. It should have been sealed. So that one's not too bad. Let's have a look at this one. Remember we said that these valves, only needs one of them to leak, doesn't it? I'm sure your eyesight's a lot better than mine.
Yeah, but I'm not quite sure what I'm looking for, Andy. So
just imperfections in the surface, like, you know, like a rust pitting or a crack, or if there's part of the valve missing. But it really doesn't look too bad, does it?
It's a tiny wee spot. Oh no,
it's just carbon, I think, some of it, isn't it? You can see it's definitely been burning oil. You see all the carbon on the bottom of the valve.
Yeah.
And you can see that ring there, look, that sort of matte ring is sort of in the middle.
Okay.
So it's definitely been making contact. Okay, so as regards the valves, no reason why they should be bent, although I can chuck them, you know, and do some little mini V blocks and put the DTI on there, but I'm pretty sure that they're not bent. And the valve surface, the sealing surface here on the head of the valve, really doesn't look too bad, but we know it was definitely leaking. Yeah. So maybe a valve lap will solve the problem. But remember, the valve itself is only half of the sealing surface. It's got the valve seat in the cylinder head, so we need to check that out as well. So I'll grab that and we'll get set up. Finally got the camera set up. Okay, so looking at the intake valve seats, this one here is pretty regular. There's no, by the looks of it, no nasty pitting around there. It feels pretty smooth. Everything looks good. This one, however, appears to have some corrosion on it. Not too bad, but not great. There's a lot of white dust down that intake manifold as well, which is sort of corroded aluminium by the looks of it. But none of them really look too bad. If I pop the valves back in, just checking it's not bent. Quick check like this is pretty good. And they look okay. So, not really too sure why we had a leak, but I think a valve lap will solve the problem. People tell me what to do with her, please, because I have no idea. She just keeps turning up at my workshop in this scantily clad gear and wanting to help me. And how can I say no? But geez, look what I have to deal with.
Well, I'm just having fun. Well, you know, I've got these gloves on. I don't wear black gloves very often.
Well, I'm trying. Oh my word. Later. Okay. So
I'm going to take them off now. We're done?
Yes, you can take those off now. Yeah, let your hands breathe. Get all the sweat out of there. Yeah, because they're not good for your hands, really, are they? You go like, you know, like you've been swimming for 4 hours. Okay, So what have we got? Well, we've taken the valves out, we've looked at the valve sealing surface on the head, and it doesn't look too bad. And we've looked at the sealing surface, in the head itself, on the valve seat, and that doesn't look too bad either. So this is really a classic case of if we hadn't done the leak down test at the start on the previous video, if we'd just pulled the engine apart, we'd have looked at that valve and looked at the valve seat and gone, hey, nothing wrong with it, going to be fine. I need to move on and think of something else. But that leak down test was a categoric fail on the sealing properties of the intake valve and the valve seat. So we know that there is a problem. And without that leak down test, we just wouldn't have picked up on it. So I'm going to give those valves a good lap in, and fingers crossed they're going to be okay. And hopefully the compression on that cylinder is going to be back to where it should be again. As regards burning oil, valve guide felt pretty good. Yes, we'll put new valve stem oil seals in there. I'll just pull one out and see how hard it is. Big flat screwdriver. Oh, a pair of pliers actually, that'll work. Because it's going to get new ones anyway, so we'll pull one out. There we go. Mutilated as always. But if it feels really hard, and these are probably the original ones, well, yes, I've destroyed it getting it out, I know, but basically, if the rubber feels hard, then that's another reason why it could be burning oil. And these do feel quite hard. Yeah.
Is it normal too?
Oh, that's my pliers doing that. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that side as well, look. Yeah, when I grabbed it. So, yeah, I think potentially it could be these that are causing the oil bypass and the burning of oil. And the valve, seat valve face, just needs a good lap. Valves are not bent, they're not damaged, they're not cracked, there's no chips in them or anything like that. So, should be a pretty cheap fix.
The one, Andy.
Pretty much labour only and a gasket set.
You'll be able to sort it.
Yeah, I reckon. Okay, crew, well, that turned out to be a much more different video than when we first started off. Initially, we thought it was going to be a complete engine strip down. Turns out, it wasn't. It was just number 2 cylinder head problem. So, there you go. You never quite know until you know how things are going to pan out.
It's good.
Yeah, it's good. Mechanics is, you've got to keep an open mind as to which way you're going to go. Okay, crew, well, if you enjoyed the video, my word, why not subscribe to the channel? Click on subscribe, you'll see a little gear icon turn up. Click on the gear icon, and then you can tick the box and turn on notifications. And then our friends down at YouTube will send you an email as and when I upload any new videos.
Nice.
You'll also find me on
Facebook, Instagram, Google, and Twitter, and
Patreon. That's right, a new Patreon account. So if you feel like chucking some money this way and helping the channel, drop onto Patreon and you can donate anything you want. $1, 50 cents, whatever you feel. Because don't forget, the adverts on YouTube, they don't really pay a lot. Alright crew, please you enjoyed it, and it's goodbye from me, and goodbye from Tool Girl Hana. Bye. See you crew, over and out. Oh my word. This is getting... See you guys. Now then, Tool Girl Sam. How are you?
Back.
You're back! Fantastic. So I know, and I've got a new shirt, so I thought it's only right that I give you a new shirt too, so there you go.
So excited for my new shirt, and I don't have to wear different shirts every day. And as a classic Tool Girl Sam move, I am going to wear it like this. Wow, would you look at that? I'd say that is a great present for your girlfriend if she's into tools. If she's not, she's probably into tools because you're a tool. See what I did there? Tool girl shirt, perfect.